you my 1 year Retin update. Technically it's a year and a month, but it is also going to be how I'm going to practically change everything of my routine that you've known of. Okay, so I have everything written down on this little notepad just so I don't lose myself and start like repeating things or like going off into nowhere. So let's see. So basically, let's see, 8 months of Retin. My skin was really clear, it was really great. I did have a couple of breakouts because probably around the 6th month mark I stopped taking doxycycline just because I did have a problem with it. I swallowed the medicine without water and then going straight to bed, which is something you are not supposed to do. Also, before I get more into that, I am not a doctor. This is just like what my doctors have told me, what I have learned from my experience, and what I'm going to do to kind of trial and error for myself. So, back to how I swallowed the pill. It got stuck in my esophagus and it like irritated everything. So I stopped doxycycline and I probably tried it again 4 or 5 months later for a month or two, just so I could get like pre-prom, like prom ready, nice skin, because I was breaking out. Because when I do stress out, I break out everywhere, specifically my chest and my back. It's just a terrible minefield of breakouts, and I was getting a lot of cystic acne again. And when I went back on it for 2 months, I realized that it wasn't working for me. Like, it didn't do anything. Also, because I was stressing out a lot, or because I was using Retin for too long, my skin got really immune to it. So I felt like it wasn't doing anything. And to this day, I feel like it doesn't do the same as before. So I've been like trying to get off of it for 2 days, do it every other night, do it every 2 days, you know, get a different mix so my skin gets less used to it and so it's more effective. But again, that wasn't working. Finally, I decided that nothing I did to my face topically, like I tried to do everything. I did intense face mask, I did, the nights I wasn't doing Retin, I was doing benzoyl peroxide. I added more benzoyl peroxide into the morning of my wash because it was something they recommended to do in the beginning of Retin. The doctors recommend that take Retin at night, use benzoyl peroxide wash just in the mornings. But that was too harsh for my skin in winter, especially because I already had dry skin. The Retin was drying it out, and benzoyl peroxide and dry and sensitive skin just made it 1,000 times worse. So I tried to work back in benzoyl peroxide, but that wasn't even working. So these last 2 weeks, I've kind of been just doing no salicylic acid, no benzoyl peroxide, no Retin, just plain face wash and moisturizing at night so my skin could take a break from everything. And because I was on my period and nothing was really working, so I decided, finally, to get the point, I finally decided to make a dermatologist appointment. Okay. So today, the day I'm filming this, a couple hours ago, I had my first dermatologist visit because everything I had done before was either based on my own or what I basically told my doctor, my family doctor, that I needed, because I don't know, my doctors kind of give me what I want, so I research it and I tell them what I want. So today I went to the dermatologist because I decided I should just go on Accutane. My acne's hormonal, the antibiotics doesn't work for me anymore, and that's the last thing I decided to do. So I went in today and I told them I want to go on Accutane. And the lady she wasn't my dermatologist, but she was like kind of like an assistant, but she wasn't a nurse. She was like with the doctor, and she kind of knew about skin stuff too. I don't know what she is. She wasn't a PA, she wasn't a doctor. I don't remember what she was, but she told me it's not fair for you to go it's not fair for you to go on such a hard medication when you haven't tried everything yet. And I was like, that's weird, because before I started tretinoin and doxycycline, they told me if that didn't work, Accutane would be next. So she said, have you tried birth control? And I was like, because I've heard so many horror stories about birth control, about acne horror stories, how you can gain weight. And so I basically told her that, and she said, I didn't tell her about the acne, but I just thought about it. She told me about the whole weight gain is because your hormones make you want to eat more, but it's not the actual pill that makes you gain weight. So she basically told me whenever I got hungry, just turn around and go run around the block. And so I was like, okay. And so she said if I didn't want to go on birth control, that I should try minocycline, which is just like another type of antibiotics. And I said, okay, I could do minocycline. And so then the dermatologist came in, and he basically told me what I already knew, what the lady had told me, how I shouldn't go on Accutane yet because the government says that you have to be on Accutane birth control for either a year or a month. Or I think you have to be on birth control for a month before you go on Accutane, and then something about a year of birth control to see if you should go on Accutane. It was something weird like that, and I was like, okay, I guess I'll do the antibiotics, and I'm going to go on the birth control. So the birth control is orthocycline, and that's apparently like that's the only birth control they recommend, because I heard that like you have to try a bunch of different birth controls to find the right one for your hormones, but they said that's the one that they recommend, so I'm just going to go with what they say. And that's basically the biggest thing that's changing. They also, for some reason I thought I was on tretinoin 0.025%, but it turns out I was on 0.1%, and I told them I was on 0.025, and so they were like, oh, we're just going to bump you up to 0.05 or 0.5%. And then when I got home to check my current tube, I was like, ooh, damn. So my plan with that is I'm just going to stay off Retin for a week or two, going to start the 0.5%, use that for a couple of months, and when I feel like the 0.5 isn't really doing much, I'm going to go back on the 0.1, just because that should have given my skin enough time to kind of forget about the 0.1%. That's just me. That's not what the dermatologist said. I'm just going by it. I'm just going by my instinct, or what I think is like the logical thing. I could be completely wrong, but that's just what I'm going to do. Okay, so for my new routine, I don't have a skincare routine yet, just because today is the first day I get the new antibiotics, the birth control, and the birth control I'm not supposed to start till Sunday. So skincare routine, don't have one yet. I'm going to try a bunch of new products just to see what my skin likes, what it doesn't like, try to speed up the process, because I have heard that through the birth control you can get an initial breakout. So I'm going to try stuff, see what works for me. And the dermatologist was nice enough to give me samples. Yes, she gave me 3 different things, but she gave me like a lot of them, of those 3 different things. So the first thing she gave me is the Cetaphil Gentle Skin Cleansing Cloth, and it says thoroughly removes dirt and makeup without irritation, but I'm really, really confused about this. Is this a makeup remover, or is this basically like your face wash in a cloth? Like, so like you can use like when you don't have the chance to wash your face. I don't know. So if you know what this is used for, because it says tear open packet to remove cloth. Gently wipe your face, including eye area, to remove makeup and impurities. There is no need to rinse. So I don't know what this is for. So if you know, please let me know down below. She also gave me Neutrogena Ultra Gentle Hydrating Cleanser creamy formula. She gave me some coupons for Neutrogena, and I noticed that this is like a new formula for them. They had the Ultra Gentle Cleanser, but now they have a hydrating cleanser for dry skin, which is great because we all know if you're a tretinoin user or an acne person that uses benzoyl peroxide and salicylic acid, you probably have dry skin. Although you might have oily skin, but if you have dry skin, it's good that they made a hydrating version. So I'm going to try this out. Who knows, maybe I like it. She gave me like a bunch of these to try out, so maybe it becomes my new favorite cleanser. Who knows? I don't know. It's a sample. It's samples. And then the last thing she gave me was the Cetaphil Dermacontrol Non-Comedogenic Oil Control Moisturizer with SPF 30, because when you're on an antibiotic like doxycycline, minocycline, Accutane, it makes you sensitive to the sun, so it's good that this has an SPF of 30 in it, if I didn't already say that. So, yeah, those are the samples they gave me. So, basically, my old products was just the tretinoin at night and the clindamycin in the morning, which the clindamycin looks like this. This is just the topical solution, but this is just the liquid. They have like a gel and they have a cream formula. So I'm cutting that completely out of my skincare routine. They told me to stop using it, which is probably that they said it was probably why I couldn't handle the benzoyl peroxide before, because I was using too many products. So I'm cutting out that of my routine, and now every morning I have to wash my face with a benzoyl peroxide wash, then moisturize with an SPF, and then at night use a sensitive, gentle skin cleanser, and then follow the Retin. So that is going to be my skincare routine. I'm going to find the right products that I like, just because I feel like my skin is also used to the old face washes I have, because I don't know, my skin's just like that and it takes me forever to go through products, so I still basically have them. So that is my skin update. I hope you guys found this helpful in any way. If you have any questions about my journey, whether it was the old one or if you want to know more about the new one, please leave it down below and I will be sure to either get back to you or film my new journey. So I will see you guys on the next video.